This is pathetic. This video is pathetic. Just watch it. Watch the video.
In calling on me, as if Pastor Bakari had not spoken since he went to Ojota about subsidy removal, now he's keeping quiet. May God forgive you so that it does not sever your tongue from your mouth. Fellow citizens, the rallying cry by which the Save Nigeria group galvanized Nigerians in January 2012 at Ganifa Ami Park, Ojota, was kill corruption on Nigerians. This was our cry when we made it evident that our fight was not against the removal of the fuel subsidy, but against the corruption in the system. This was our fight when, amid the threats to my life and family, right there at Ojota and live on national and international television, I called out by name those individuals and corporate entities who had allegedly ravaged our nation. Some might say that you, Mr. President, are too tainted to fight corruption because you were escorted into the presidency by a retinue of corruption allegations. Some might even describe you as transparently, opaquely corrupt because despite the indicators of state capture, some might argue that even the road you took to the president was itself paved with filth from the cesspool of corruption, and that you are therefore incapable of mounting any genuine fight against corruption. Mr. President, while we admit that as of today, our nation has transitioned from an administration that came to power on the supposed wings of integrity and anti-corruption, as I told the former president in his residence. No one can today doubt that you are the president of the Federal Republic by the system that produced you, with enormous powers to fight against corruption and its hydra-headed forms.
I don't want to wait
even if the allegations against you are valid.
For him to finish, so you don't
I
waste
challenge you
time.
today.
Some of you have already seen the video. Some of you that have not seen it, you can go and watch it. The video is there. But all I want to say, if some of you that know me, you know I was part of Jonathan's government. I was in the presidency during the President Jonathan's government. And I was close to the system during that period. And it's quite unfortunate that this kind of video will come out. I'm so disappointed and ashamed as well. I don't expect him to say this kind of thing. Pastor Tunde Bakari, you shouldn't say this kind of thing. I'm surprised you are saying this kind of thing. As a matter of fact, if there are people complaining, you're not supposed to react. You should just keep quiet. The way you have been quiet, running the ministry, should have just been quiet. The best thing you would have done is just to be quiet. There are some times in life that you don't need to answer. You don't need to say a thing. You just keep quiet. Just silence would have been the best option. Just like Professor, His Excellency, Professor Yemi Osibajo, you see his silence is golden. I wouldn't expect Professor Yemi Osibajo to say a thing about this, whatever is going on in Nigeria. I don't expect him to say a thing. Silence is gold in this kind of situation, especially considering the circumstance. Same goes to pastor. You want to curse who? You think you have that capacity in this regard? You think so? Why are you twisting Save Nigeria Soul campaign? Why are you twisting it? Let us even go by your own interpretation of what you did. You said you cried out and protested against corruption. For the government of the day to end corruption, you said. Now, you said people are complaining you are not talking now. Or that they removed subsidy, that you didn't talk or you didn't speak. And because the protest was not about subsidy removal, you said so. Unfortunately, sir, I'm asking you now, if your protest then was for corruption, the question is, since Buhari assumed office till now, has corruption ended? Did corruption ended with Jonathan administration is the question. In this Tinubu administration, current President Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, is there no corruption? I'm asking you. I'm not alleging there is corruption, but I'm asking you your contest, in your own view. There is no corruption in this government, in this administration, or maybe there is, but it's not worth protesting for. Is what you're saying, sir? Make it make sense, sir. And I see people sitting down there looking at you, so disappointed. I saw disappointment in their faces. All their faces, I saw most of their faces. I saw disappointment on their faces. I saw them quietly looking at you. You are just trying to explain something that doesn't need explanation. You are trying to explain in a situation that explanation is not required. Silence would have been perfect. We are not kids, even though the Gen Z might not remember exactly what happened, but some of us, there are still adults who were adults when that happened. It was not too long ago. It's less than 15 years ago. So there are still adults that are adults that time who knew what happened. It wasn't just about corruption. It was about government holistically. You were all out against the government. You called the government incompetent. You called him incompetent. It was clear. You people cajoled, you people mocked, you people ridiculed. I think I've met that video before. Every single one of you. That includes these our youths. And that's why I said to them when I was talking, I think one of my presentations before now, I think a month or two ago, I was telling them, God in heaven sees their pain. God sees their cry. God sees their blood too, that is being shed like blood of chickens. They have stood out. They were all, what do you call it? You call it misled. They were all deceived in 2014, 2015. Most of them were very young teenagers that time. Though they participated in the protest, some of them participated in the campaign online against him and his wife. But ignorance, they said, is not an excuse in the court of law. So part of what is happening to Nigeria today is not Tinubu. It's not Buhari. It is a detriment. It is, I said I'm going to teach on that sometime. I'm just giving an idea now. It is a consequence upon our actions, the action and inactions of the people against Jonathan and his wife. He wasn't perfect. God never used perfect men. Jonathan was intentional. His intentions was perfect for Nigerians. Jonathan's second quality, fears God. Jonathan honors God. He respects God. He's a man that fears God. His wife fears God. They may have their faults. They may have their weaknesses. But they fear God. They fear God. It's a factor that you, pastor, didn't see. When you people were campaigning for Buhari, did you see Buhari as a man that fears God? Because as a pastor, God would have been a factor, a primary factor in whatever you do as a pastor. You're a servant of God. God is your master, primary master. He is the one that pays you salary. He's your employer. He would have been the primary influence to your actions. Did you see Buhari when you were campaigning for Buhari, when you people were pushing for Buhari to come in? Did you see Buhari as a man that fears God? Did you see Buhari as a perfect man? Just like Peter B said, even if Jonathan was wrong, even if Jonathan was not good, even if he was incompetent, Buhari was never a replacement for Jonathan. Never a replacement for Jonathan. Buhari was not an upgrade to Jonathan. Among God, you, a pastor with the wisdom of God, should have seen that. When you considered Buhari to be a replacement for Jonathan, what yardstick did you use? Human or spiritual? Which one? Because none of those two will pick Buhari over Jonathan. Not spiritual, not physical, not professional, not academic. Which aspect? Buhari is inhuman. Buhari never had conscience. You saw what he did to our youth in 2020 October. Common protest. A president cannot come and have a good chat with his young people. Instead, he threatened that they wanted to overthrow his government and that they thought he is weak. He tried to prove to them that he was not weak. Your own kids. And how do you try to prove to that? Bullet. Straight to the head. Was that an upgrade to Jonathan? A bullet you cannot fire against the kidnappers. A bullet you cannot fire against the bandits. A bullet you will punish a soldier that points it towards the bandits is a bullet you fired against the young people protesting against police brutality. You were there, sir. If there is anything that can pull you out of pulpit to come for protest, it is innocent bloodshed, not corruption. Corruption is not as strong as shedding of innocent blood in the eyes of God. But it didn't come out. And you are thinking of laying a curse on the people that are calling you out? Who exactly will honor that cause? On whose capacity? On whose authority will you lay that cause? A God who watches you people desecrate a man who fears him? The God that watched you people desecrate a man and his family, called him weak because he fears God. You know, whenever a man has conscience, whenever a man is kind, women normally consider him weak. Jonathan was only considerate. Jonathan was only a man with conscience. Jonathan was only a man who fears God. He calculates. He puts up pluses and minuses. He was not perfect. I told you. He wasn't a perfect man. And Nigeria never wanted a perfect man. Nigeria never asked for a perfect man. All Nigeria wanted is a man who fears God. Because when you fear God, there are things you won't do. When you fear God, you will listen. You will be kind. When you fear God, you will not comfortably be calling blue black. When you fear God, you will not do the things that APC have done for the past 13, 14 years. I stepped out of politics. I paused my political career since 2014. Because I saw a country who I am not sure. I saw a people in a country that I am not sure the choice to take. Which was one of the things the president told me. He said, if I fight further, if I remove Jega and see people wanted, if I nullify the election, if I fight further to remain in power, which I know I have the power to do, for who? You can't lead a man without his consent. That the Nigerian youth, the people you wanted to do it for, they are the ones on the street calling you out, telling you to leave office, telling you to leave for Buhari to come in. They are the ones telling you that his wife cannot speak English. That because he said there is God, oh. They said his wife said he's saying there is God. That who exactly is he gonna fight for? With the way things are, he said that even if I manage to bring dollar down to 100 naira, they will still say that if I have allowed Buhari, he will make it 1 naira. There is nothing again that I know that I can do and achieve within the next 4 years that will satisfy them, because whatever it is that I can realistically achieve, this government has promised something better than that. And they believe them, these people, this group of people. So the best thing is, let them do it. Because I can't do what they are promising. They promised 24 hours light within 6 months. What? Fashola. And I remember President asking Professor Chinedu Nebo, a godly man too. Do you know the kind of people that Jonathan had in his cabinet? Professors of first class degrees. He asked Chinedu Nebo, who is also a preacher, a pastor to the core, and a VC, former VC of UNN, and a first class holder, a first class professor. He asked Professor Chinedu if it is possible in power sector what Fashola was offering, and he said no. Within that time, no. What they were offering economically about dollar, he asked Auntie Ngozi, is this thing actualizable? Auntie Ngozi said professionally that it is not. So these people offered what is not obtainable, what was not obtainable. And Jonathan saw it, there is nothing I can do to surpass what they are promising. So that means I can never be appreciated. So he sincerely walked away. So you can't come here, especially to somebody like me, who watched your videos every day, that period, in anger and in pain. I watched you people. There is one Chamberlain in channel television. There are people I can't forget. Their voice rings bell on my head, quoting figures against Jonathan, lying against Jonathan. And you think, like I said before, what you see happening today was part of the consequence of what happened in 2014, 2015. But I know that God is a God of mercy. He will show this our young people mercy. They were used, I know. Now they are fighting, pleading with God to help them. God will show face, I'm sure. He's not a wicked God. But I can tell you, you see all the bloodshed that we've witnessed from the beginning of Buhari era till now. You see all the hardship, the economy, all the failures was part of what Nigerians asked for in 2015. It was what they ordered that came. The problem is, it is easy to order, but to return the order is more difficult. Nigerians unanimously made this order. And now the order is here. They have seen the clarity of the order. To reverse it now, they have sacrificed lives. The police brutality went to the next level. Military brutality, next level. Judiciary, of course, gone. Economy, gone. Our refinery, it's not even like before when they are talking of repairing, it's gone, dead, buried. What again? Everything. Is it education? Health? Every sector, gone. The young people of this country are surviving by grace now. They are surviving by grace. They're just surviving. Nothing for them. Except 10 kg of rice to go and cause riot. A sachet of salt to go and vote. 3,000 naira to go and scatter election. Those are the only thing Nigerian youth gets from government now. Of course, the wife of the president have already advised them now. Buhari first called them lazy youths. After they put him in government, after they brought him to power, the first thing he did was to call them lazy people. Now, the wife of this president has told them now to go and learn to fry akra, start from somewhere, roast corn, say kuli kuli. The other one we talked, and they mocked her and said she didn't know English. She was saying there is God, or she was saying all this blood. Now they have seen the one who knows how to speak English at least. This one is a senator. I'm sure they can accept her advice because it's coming from educated woman. So, sir, pastor, don't go there. I beg you in the name of God, don't go there. Please, don't go there. Nigerians, that those ones that are calling you out, they have seen enough cost already. The country is already cost. The pain the country is bringing is already a cost, a pain that's a product of a cause. So there is no other cause you're going to cause them. They are fighting now with their life to break that cause. So your own is not their concern now. They want to break the one they brought by themselves. So please allow them. They have work and they are on it. Please.